Welcome, everyone, to the Infopreneur Agency's Industry Leader Workshop. And I'm your host, Omar Briones, along with Mike Hayes.
Hi, buddy.
Mike is one of our mainstream media mentors. He has been in the media industry for the last 30 years, 10 years as a documentary director for NBC and CNN News, and 20 years in the infomercial industry. He's interviewed thousands of people, including the most well-known people you know. He's considered the network king in the media industry because of all the solid relationships he has with top influencers in the industry. And today, he is the founder and president of the New Economy Chamber of Commerce. And he's going to share with you how he went from a struggling coach trying to make some money, and he was literally losing money. I'm sure a lot of you can relate to that. And he's going to share how he went from that to making $1 million or more. And he did that with a little secret that he's going to share today. And he's going to also share with you what he recommends to do today in today's new economy with all the new innovations out there and the tools and resources available to you to take your coaching business to the next level and beyond even what was possible back then. Take lots of notes because this is going to be value-packed. A lot of great content is going to be shared. Here he is, Mike Hayes.
Okay, great. Well, thank you, Omar, for that very nice introduction. You're very kind. And folks, let's get right down to it because I want to make the best use of your time, but I also want to assure you right up front, I totally understand if you're struggling, and that one of the hardest parts of starting and running your own business has always been getting new clients. I mean, that's just the classic need of all business. So I solved this challenge years ago, partly because of my unique background. I'll tell you more about that, but I've really upgraded it and simplified it and made it now available to anybody. Today, I'm going to talk about how I earned $1 million a year over a number of years with no budget and in 3 steps. I produced my story as Theater of the Mind on audiobooks to sell myself without really selling. 2, I posted them on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, Meetup, email, etc. 3, I networked at my local chambers of commerce, at local conferences, at trade shows, and in classified ads. Of course, there's more to my story than that, but I wanted to grab your attention because I want to help you so much that I can make this guarantee. By working with me, by the end of my Media VIP business program, you will have made over $100,000 plus more, or 2, you will have saved over $10,000 more in taxes because of the new 2018 tax bill, or 3, you will have formed at least one life-changing collaboration, or 4, you will have gained the all-important selling status of as featured on NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, and more, guaranteed. Now, it's been over 20 years since I first started marketing myself with story selling audiobooks, the ones I produced to tell my own story for me and my media mentoring coaching business. Today, the audiobook interviews that I create have changed with technology. Today, I call what I do linked interviews. These are LinkedIn special interview reports about your LinkedIn profile, and they become our hot picks for the new economy. Do you want to be one of our hot picks for the new economy? You know, folks, today everything in the new economy is about storytelling. That's everything because the new economy has changed everything. Everything we thought we knew about business, about marketing, about LinkedIn, about Facebook, YouTube, Google, email, Meetup, and more. It's changed our businesses and it's changed our lifestyles. Now, if you're struggling, I hope you realize that the difference between amateurs and professionals is that amateurs don't get paid for their efforts because, frankly, they're not good enough yet. But with some professional coaching from me, I want to introduce you to how I use my media background with NBC in New York, and I raised myself and my business coaching from failure up to earning over $1 million a year. Let me ask you this. Are you being underestimated, even a little? Well, that can cost you a lot of income. Unfortunately, today, it's inevitable that that will happen with the information overload that we're all living in. We can't be cavemen and just go back to our caves. We need to adjust because you can't be a wallflower today. That doesn't pay your rent. I mean, isn't it frustrating and painful when people you need to do business with, you just can't seem to reach them and communicate who you are and help them to understand what you can offer them, how you can help them. Your skills and experience simply aren't being seen or heard or registering in their minds. So it's important to your professional success that we eliminate that from happening whenever we can. These linked interviews are just about ideal for every aspect of your marketing. For example, they make a perfect little press release. Radio talk shows, you can send it to the producers and let them hear you and why they should interview you about your story. There's nothing these little linked interviews about your profile can't do to help you get more clients. This is the system I use to raise myself up from working in my garage in little Albany, California, and really being a failure, which means, in small business, that means having a higher overhead than you do profit. So you're failing, you're constantly losing ground, even a little bit, just eroding your position and your foundation. Well, I raised myself up with this system from failure to $1 million annual earner by using the exact system I'm going to share with you today, but using resources from years ago and how I've updated this dramatically and how much it really can affect you better than ever because of this new economy. So now this will work today for most small businesses. And again, I know that because of my background with NBC in New York, because this is a classic solution. Classic means that it worked then and it'll work at least as well now and maybe even 10 times better today, which I think it will. Like I say, I've updated it. I've simplified it dramatically. I've updated it to the shorter attention span of people today after computers have been around for a long time. And now that we're in a new economy, I call it the 1-2-3 audio report system. And this can be used as the ideal communication tool for any small business to grab attention, grab clients' attention, connect with them, and help people like you and me. If you are like me, I'm an introvert. I've been a broadcaster for a long time. I like sharing with people, but I think there's a real opportunity for people who have been introverts in the past to work subtly, simply, and use all the tricks of the trade. And when I say this is the proven classic system, I learned it years ago because I wanted something that would work effectively, and even when there's a massive shift, like it's been created by the new economy and these new models of advertising and marketing. If you don't know about them, well, let me bring you up to speed. There's new ways of sales revenue sharing models. Think about that. Sales revenue. So in other words, you don't have to pay anything unless you make a sale. And then you only pay a percentage of that sales. So that's why this new economy has become so explosive, and it's changed everything about business, about being an entrepreneur, about advertising, about marketing, and really even the future of life. Here in America and really globally, it's changed earning, wealth, and work. And this is all documented by Forbes, Fortune, Wall Street Journal, even the Federal Reserve Bank, Entrepreneur, everybody, and nobody is arguing with the fact. So if you've been struggling, imagine if it was so simple as just to get a slightly different perspective on things and have everything change in a heartbeat. So what I want to do is I want to start by sharing a quick human interest, hopefully a human interest story about really how I discovered this back in my garage in Albany, California, that using this simple system, that I find it worked not only more effectively than everything else, but it was so much simpler than everything else. And now I've updated it for the new economy and how dynamically it is working, how much I believe, and will show you how you can put this to work better than ever in this new digital economy. Now, even though I began using this system years ago, I really want to put this into context for you of the new economy. Because today, this can help almost everyone listening. I don't care what your situation is. The three components of this big idea is what lifted me up, as I say, from failure to success. And I know that if it's executed properly, it will help you if you learn it and understand it. Number one of the three core classic actions, tell a branding story about what you want to offer to help people get what they want. Now, let me share with you a little known insider secret. about branding storytelling that even very few top pros really know or understand. Here's what it is. It's called theater of the mind. And when it gets engaged, it can be far more important, especially on video, than most visual components. Now, after you've captured your branding story digitally, and hopefully you've done it through an interview that puts you up on the authority pedestal, now you're ready for number 2, the classic core distribution action, and that is you've got to arrange to distribute your story to the eyes and ears of the audience that you want to reach. And number 3 of the classic core actions, select a time and cost-effective funnel pathway to you or your products so people can buy from you easily. Why now? Why do this now? Why is this so important that you do this now? Because of the new economy. It's made up of revenue sharing platforms to distribute resources, and now it's important to think of yourself as a resource, and that's how you can fit into the new economy and make the transition by a fusion of local networking and or digital networking. I want to take a minute to take the fear out of digital networking. It's really not a scary thing. It is a wonderful thing, and we can provide services for you. It's so cost effective today of having done for you services that really anybody can do it. In fact, I kind of think of it this way just to make it a little more fun. Why I believe that working in the new economy is like working in a new country. Here's why. We didn't ask for this new economy to arrive. It just happened, and it happened to all of us. But still, you need to reorient yourself to doing business in it, or you risk setbacks or even obsolescence. Now, you're the same, but a lot of other things around you are different, and so you need to adapt to them. You see, when these new resource sharing platforms that created instant collaborations, when they created the tipping point of e-commerce, well, that actually created a whole new economy. Now, that's being reported by Forbes, Fortune, Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur Magazine, because I don't want you to think this is just some sales pitch coming out of my head. This is years of research. We've used all the top sources, including the Federal Reserve Bank. If you missed it, you may be wondering, why did this new economy hit us like a meteoric explosion that's come on so fast? It's because of instant collaboration. So if you need a ride, you can arrange an instant collaboration with a seller who has the resource of a car and a willingness to drive you somewhere, via Uber or Lyft. Or if you need an overnight accommodation. Well, in the new economy, you can create an instant collaboration with a seller who has a room and a desire to rent to you. Or 3, this new economy has changed everything. The new economy has changed LinkedIn. It's changed Facebook. It's changed Meetup. It's changed email marketing, and it's rapidly changing even local chambers of commerce and the way they do local networking. Okay, now let me give you another way to look at the same thing and to think about it in a slightly different way so it'll really drive home the point of what this means to you. If you want to make new money in the new economy by driving for Uber, you need a car. If you want to make money by renting out a room on Airbnb, you need a place. If you want to make money by selling your offering as a resource or a skill provider to monetize your experience, you need a digital presentation. Think of it like a business card infomercial. Companies and people are shopping for services in a new way. You need to be available where they want to buy and when they want to buy. Now, speaking of digital presentations, I was able to produce audio books because of my experience with NBC, 20 years ago, before audio and broadcasting equipment was readily available to everybody, but today it is. That's how I sold up to $1 million a year for many years of my career, by using audio books to tell my story. Now, back in the day, my audio books were about an hour long, but who's got the time for that anymore? So now we have to break them down into maybe 5, maybe 10-minute little segments of audios, or what I call special reports. These are client magnets to help you to attract new clients. And the best ones are these special report interviews. The best way to get new clients in the new economy is by using the new money-making opportunities of the new economy, but employing the classic proven strategies to make sure you're on the right track, not spinning your wheels, and saving yourself time and money. Now, the big new opportunities. There are some great new money-making opportunities that didn't even exist for entrepreneurs before this amazing new economy. For me, one of the biggest opportunities is the powerful reemergence of peer-to-peer mastermind networking groups using online meeting technologies. The one I like best is Zoom.us. Plus, the new opportunities for everybody to do webinars, even pre-recorded webinars, like this one, how a struggling life coach went from making zero, true, me, to over $1 million per year with a measly 60-minute audiobook. And here I want you to be able to discover the ultimate secret toolkit to stand out and skyrocket your income upward, 100,000, 200,000, 300,000 a year, or I was doing over 100,000 a month. Okay, now I'd like to explain why it's so important today in the new economy that you really put your focus almost completely on the core activities. Now, let's say you're standing here and you're at an intersection. You can turn left or you can turn right. To your right are unlimited possibilities. That's the problem. We are in the age of information overload, distractions, chasing shiny objects. If you go to your right, if you head toward complexity versus simplicity to your left, focusing on the core activities, here's what can happen. You head off into complexity, chasing all the new stuff, all the new pitches that you hear all day long. Suddenly you are in an entire galaxy. There's more opportunities, I think, than there are stars in the sky. Most of them don't work. I think today for every one way to go right, there are probably 10,000 ways to go wrong. If, however, you turn to your left and you focus on the classic, the 3 core classic activities, then what happens? You have simplified and streamlined your business. You've simplified and streamlined your marketing, your networking. You have more time. You have more energy, more opportunities to serve your clients better. Deciding that you don't need to be disciplined about making the choices that are important to you toward making money can lead you to setbacks and even becoming obsolete. Focus on the proven core steps. Tell your story, distribute your story, get it in front of the right audience. I can't emphasize enough the importance that I place on audio. I learned at NBC what's called theater of the mind. I used my understanding and my training from NBC about that to win 2 Peabody Awards. So when I do an interview with someone, that fact that they are being interviewed alone puts them up on a pedestal as being someone special. I want you to think about that for a second. Think how special you become when you're being interviewed. People begin to look at you as a top leader, as a recognized authority, as a knowledgeable person. This is the perfect way to monetize your experience and your expertise. Become recognized as the expert. You may be an expert, but if people don't know you're an expert, if you're not a recognized expert, what good is that going to do you? They can't hire you for what you know unless they know what you know. You've got to be able to communicate. And the beauty of theater of the mind, I don't care what your current circumstances are. I want people to be able to hire you because of your vision, because of your big ideas, because of your experience, and not be limited by any current circumstances that you're in at the moment. With Theater of the Mind, trying to look like a top authority with video when you're struggling and maybe you don't have the ideal circumstances or situation, but you've still got your brain, you've still got your great ideas, you've still got your spirit. And when I interview you, that's what people are going to know about you. That's what people are going to hear and know about you. So Theater of the Mind can lift you up from whatever circumstances you are in currently. Okay, so now you've got your branding story, and hopefully you have somebody that can interview you to bring the very best story out of you, because that's what marketing is. It is the truth made fascinating. Do you have somebody that can help you make your story fascinating to your ideal clients? Okay, so now let's move on to the number 2 core action. Now that you've got your story, it's time to arrange to distribute your story to the eyes and ears of the audience that you want to reach. If you're struggling to get new clients, this is simply the economy telling you you need to rethink how you get new clients. It's changed everything. It's changed LinkedIn. It's changed Facebook. It's changed Meetup. It's changed email marketing, YouTube, video production. Like I say, even Chamber of Commerce networking. Now let's look at LinkedIn. It's now much more about your profile and video. This is important because before anybody actually hires you, they are going to check out your profile on LinkedIn. Because this new economy is so impactful, LinkedIn has changed their interface and your profile on it. They now want you to promote yourself on LinkedIn as a resource, and they now encourage you to post client attraction videos right on your profile. And get this, just as proof of the pudding, for the very first time ever, LinkedIn lets the general public watch your videos on LinkedIn even if they don't have a LinkedIn account, just like they can watch it on YouTube. Just a quick note, I really want to encourage you to stay around for the entire seminar for 2 reasons. One, I'm going to make an offer for you to interview you for absolutely free about your LinkedIn profile, who you are, how you are working in the new economy, what you have to offer. Think of it like being at a trade show where you have a booth and somebody walked up to you and saw all of your information and said, wow, this looks interesting. What do you do? That's what it's about. And then I ask you how you are living and working in the new economy. And if you don't know what the new economy is, here's an amazing offer that can change your life. I have done 5 years of research all about the new economy, using all of my research background as a documentary director with NBC in New York. So I do understand how to research a topic, even one as big as the new economy. I have compiled this documentary from world-class sources, as I say, Forbes, Fortune, Wall Street Journal, Entrepreneur, really across the board. I'm going to send that to you for free, let you kind of bone up on the new economy, because the number one advantage you're going to have, competitive advantage ahead of you in your business, is understanding the new economy. Plus, the Zoom interview that I want to do with you all about your business, your LinkedIn profile, your offer, your coaching business, your professional services is all free. I'm making this offer because I want to help 10,000 entrepreneurs become the 10,000 lions of the new economy who are making over $100,000 more new money in their incomes for their families. So I want to send you the documentary information and then interview you to start you on your road to becoming a recognized authority. First, we'll do a short pre-interview to make sure that we're all talking on the same page, and then I will interview you via Zoom, and I will upload it to YouTube for you, and I'll send you the link to use however you'd like. And again, this is a free offer, so you cannot lose. Now, let me just tell you quickly where my big idea was born. So I am working out of my garage. After I had 2 shows canceled in 1 week, as they say, I went from the penthouse to the outhouse. And I was 6 months away from being able to make money with any new broadcast shows that I was producing. They take time to get on the air. I had 3 kids, I had bills to pay, I was hurting, I was losing money, and I was pretty desperate to find some way to start turning that around and getting the income I needed. That's when the idea to create a long-form storytelling audio book came to me. Now, back then, it was before the digital age, so I had to produce it on tape, and then there are little things called audio cassettes back in the day. They were small enough that you could mail them out, and that's what I did. And I found that people loved them. They found them entertaining and fun and interesting, and it was a really exciting time because it was kind of at the beginning of the TV infomercial industry. And I kind of feel that's where we are right now at the beginning of the new economy. It's really going to be a very exciting time for the thought leaders and masterminds of the new economy. And here's what I found out. Not only did people listen to them and feel like they really knew me, but they shared them with their partner or their spouse. And pretty soon they were sending me checks for $7,500, $10,000, even $20,000, literally from across the country and even sometimes from around the world, all from the power of these audio books and the power of the theater of the mind that they created inside of the prospects that I wanted to reach with my story. This is the same technique that you can use to reach the people with your story that you need to reach. Now, before we move on to the power of mastermind mentoring, peer-to-peer mentoring groups using Zoom and all the new technologies, I just want to make sure that you fully understand our New Money media shows and our New Money radio shows. I want to interview you for our New Money media shows. These are posted on YouTube, plus on LinkedIn profile, plus on our New Money Media LinkedIn groups. And you'll be able to post the interviews that I do with you on your own LinkedIn profile because that's what LinkedIn wants you to do to optimize your LinkedIn profile to have a higher ranked profile. Now, here's the really cool thing about our New Money Media interview shows is that we also promote them on our national New Money radio broadcast, AM/FM radio interview shows on hundreds of radio stations all across the country with a weekly audience of over 5 million loyal listeners. New Money Radio is an invaluable collaboration between the New Economy Chamber of Commerce and the Infopreneur Agency. So every Thursday, Omar and I co-host our media VIPs of the new economy to help our New Money radio clients become ready for national broadcast media. Now, just to be crystal clear, there's a major distinction between our New Money media shows and our New Money radio shows, which air on broadcast radio, but we do promote our internet shows on our broadcast shows. Now, I'm going to get into how to use Zoom for mastermind groups, but this is the best time ever to succeed with entrepreneurialism because today, becoming the published author to monetize your expertise can start as simply as a free Zoom account and going on Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, to buy 2 graphical book covers so that every piece of content that you create is now going to turning you into a published author. A simple graphical book cover with audio recording can become the best investment of your business life as long as you use the new free and low-cost resources and technologies that are available to help you get new clients in the new economy. Now, I could easily tell you that this is just a matter of me producing an audio book, putting together a number of interviews that I'd done, and sending it off to people to tell my story. But that wouldn't be the whole story, and I really want you to get the whole story. So yeah, I first produced a 60-minute audiobook. The next thing I did was I ran a tiny little 2 or 3 line classified ad in USA Today newspaper, because at the time that was a pretty big deal. It started with one little ad on a Friday, cost me about $300. People called in, left their name and address on a voicemail machine. I mailed them out the audio book. From that $300 investment, I immediately sold over $6,000 worth of business. That story was powerful enough to turn a $300 ad into $6,000 worth of business. That's the key. When you can take a simple story and turn it into thousands of dollars worth of coaching business or mentoring business, and all you have to do is take another percentage rate out of that $6,000, say another $300, reinvest it into the same place, and all of a sudden you've created another $6,000, and so on and so on. Well, USA Today ran 5 days a week. That worked beautifully for a while. And if it hadn't been for the new economy changing everything, especially the media, I'd still be doing that today. So we have to look at the new distribution channels. That's why I'm so excited about the new economy. It presents all the new distribution channels, the ones that are creating instant, huge success stories overnight. That's what we're going to talk about in our group, Masterminds of the New Economy. The beauty of having that USA Today classified advertising experience where people would see this little ad, call in, identify themselves as somebody who wanted what I had to offer. I sent them the audio book. There was an instant connection, and it was beautiful. Well, the modern equivalent of USA Today can be meetup.com, because when you post a story about who you are and that you're putting on a meetup, like in USA Today, people see your story about the meetup that you're posting and they identify themselves to you as someone who is interested in learning more about that topic. To me, that is the best way to get new clients in the new economy. Let them identify themselves to you. Now they're coming to you. You can send them your digital story, your audio book, your webinar, your course, and with the right theater of the mind and the right story, all of a sudden you've got a new client. When I first saw that Sunil Bhaskaran had about 60,000 followers at that time in his meetup organization, that got my attention. Now, our meetup organization has over 100,000 and it's growing exponentially every 24/7, 365. I've learned how to do it. I've learned the key is through collaborations. We've made great collaborations. And Omar and I connected because of Sunil and what is now our Global Business Mastermind Group. The most exciting thing for me, and coming from the background that I came from and seeing the success that I've had and really getting to the top of the mountain and having that big perspective of, making an income of over $1 million a year. What is so exciting for me is that today, with all of the new resources available to all the entrepreneurs of the world in this new economy, there's so many chances for people with a big idea, a mission, a nonprofit, a commitment to helping other people in this new economy to be able to take it, capture it in a digital story, distribute it, reach the right people, build a membership, build a network, build an audience, even an exponential audience, build a mastermind group, work with peers to help you avoid mistakes, work together, have more fun, be part of a group, a community of like-minded entrepreneurs. You're not alone. You can use the new technologies like Zoom to come to our free Saturday mastermind group. See how much fun masterminding can be. Help you to avoid mistakes. Look at new ideas, meet new people. As I always say, you can't make new old friends. You have to get started. Sure, you'll be new in the group at first. You'll get to know people. Omar and I met in a meetup mastermind group that has become the Global Business Mastermind Group. The mentor of that group is Sunil Bhaskaran. We all met through collaborations, and that's a big part of reaching success with your audiobook distribution, and networking and peer-to-peer mentoring in the new economy. My attitude about technology, if you are at all concerned about that, is don't be. I don't think they even make a computer anymore that doesn't have a built-in mic. You can go down to any local, even Radio Shack, and find a $15 USB headset mic or the built-in mic. Just look at talk radio. They make their living with callers who call in on their phones, and QVC and Home Shopping Network make sales by listening to people on their telephone talk about the products they've just bought. I believe in coaching about using things that anybody can use, so don't worry about it. If you have a built-in mic, that's good. It's a good start. You can go on Fiverr and get a book cover. You can get a free account on Zoom. This is what we're going to be covering on an ongoing basis. So don't worry about technology or that you need something that's time consuming to learn. This is plug and play and even do it for you opportunities, like the free interview that I will do with you to prime your pump and start your revenue stream toward your success. That, my friends, is the end of part 2. So we're making great progress. There's only 3 core classic parts, and we've gotten through the first 2. So now, part 3, you need to select a time and cost-effective funnel, a pathway to you and your product so people can buy from you. And this has always been true. So people have to know who you are and how to work with you or how to exchange funds for your services but now today it's called a funnel. Okay, guys, now here is the mother lode. If I can get you to pay attention for just a couple of more minutes to this, really focus on this. I know it's kind of full, but I want to explain this. This is really, really important stuff, this part. So these are 12 book covers, okay? Now, yes, these are mine, but I want to use these as a demo to talk about Masterminds of the New Economy. And I want to warn you that the next couple of graphics I'm going to show you are pretty rich, and I don't want you to lose focus just because there's a lot of content on it, okay? This is important. Here it is. Now, this is Masterminds of the New Economy. These are your 12 special report interviews that I'm going to do with you over the coming year. Every month I do another interview about another special report topic, and I've got so many different headlines that we can talk about. So one month, let's use a realtor for an example. Let's say the first month is 7 things you need to know before you buy a house. Next month, the 3 things you must know about before you select a mortgage broker. The next thing is, so every month we're going to give you a chance to be interviewed. I'm going to interview you. I'm going to upload every one of these interviews to YouTube for you. Every month we're going to do this. Every month you're going to be learning more and more about what you want to say about yourself, your LinkedIn profile, and what you do in the new economy. You can't get everything in just one day, so we're going to take our time. Now wait till you see what I'm going to share with you next. First of all, understand these are your audio books, chapter by chapter, report by report. So at the end, they can be typed up, they can be turned into an ebook, they can be published as your actual book. This just keeps getting better. Now stay with me. I know this is a rich graphic. Take a look at this one. Now, this one represents the year of promoting your audio books with these top strategies from the Masterminds of the New Economy. So this is the year-long Masterminds of the New Economy, months 1 through 12. Over there to the top left, number 1. See that little black one there? Okay, we're going to just focus on that. Weekly, we're going to review the free strategy sessions of 12 top pros who teach how to earn $100,000 and more using audio reports, client magnets, special reports, books, ebooks, etc. Number 1, first month, 4 weeks, we're going to concentrate on the free strategy coachings of Eben Pagan, worth over $1,000 alone. Second month, see there to the right, number 2, that's the second month, okay? Second month, we're going to concentrate on the strategies of Frank Kern. Frank's free strategy sessions are worth $4,000 every month. We're going to break it down week by week. We're going to mastermind together his strategy in peer-to-peer networking. Then we're going to move on to someone like Vivica Von Rosen, a master LinkedIn strategist, okay? How to use LinkedIn to grow your business. Month 4, Brendan Bouchard is going to be reviewed. We're going to break it down together. Then we move on to Josh Turner, another LinkedIn strategist. Move on to our Meetup Mastermind mentor, Sunil Bhaskaran, on month 6. Month 7th, Down at the bottom left, Tony Robbins. 8, Greg Reed of Think and Grow Rich. 9, Bob Proctor of The Secret. 10, Omar Briones, my partner and master of infopreneurship. 11, Dory Clark. And 12, Amy Porterfield. Now imagine having 12 strategies from 12 top earners. Each one that we're going to review will teach you how to earn over $100,000. So you can decide through our mastermind sessions, do you want to work with any one of these individual marketing strategists, or do you want to just employ the strategy that you learn in our meetup group? That's going to be up to you. So now you have 12 strategies. You're going to have 12 books at the 12 individual special reports. Every one of these can bring you new clients. But then you're going to have the holistic collection of all of them that can become your ebook. These are your special reports done by interviews. All you have to do is show up on a Zoom session. I will interview you every month, a new interview, so you have time to prepare month by month. Number 1, we start with your current LinkedIn profile. I interview you about that. What are you currently offering consumers in this new economy? It's that simple. It's like being at a virtual trade show. All your information's there. I walk up to you, go, oh, that looks great. Can you tell me about what you do? It's that simple. That's how we're going to do it, step by step. That's why this collection of book covers, you could have 12 different book covers, or you could have 12 different chapters of the same book. So I really want you to be able to understand this. This is vitally important. You know how much money this is worth. Probably this part alone is worth $24,000 by itself. That's the value. And every month during the mastermind meetings, I'm going to be using my background as a 2-time Peabody Award-winning director to help you figure out what you want to say about yourself and your story in our next interview. What I want to do is I want to show you the importance, too, of creative thinking. You got to think out of the box. In the new economy, we are reinventing everything, including publishing and everything else. Rather than the big reveal, here's the small reveal. The small reveal is that the best investment in marketing that you can make for yourself is to get yourself a book cover right now. Get your vision focused, where you're going, who you are. Focus on, in a nutshell, just like this. This is not only an audio book cover or a book cover. This is a graphic. This is a storytelling vehicle. This can go on Instagram. This can go on Pinterest as a visual. And then when people click on it, the 7 top things to know about profit blogging before you start, or the 8 things you need to know about simple search. These are reports. These are audio reports. But when you have a book cover with your audio report, and it's like a book chapter, and it becomes one of 12 chapters in the audio book that you are creating, that's why it's so important to get your book cover today, get your focus. And even if you don't have a book yet, when you have that focus, that is going to be highly motivating. What we want to do is we want to teach you to look at our mastermind group as like your board of directors. So what would your life be like if you had a board of directors, period, okay? But imagine if you had world-class experts on your board of directors. Well, when I started, I was 22 years old when I started working for NBC in New York, and I was part of their mentorship program, which meant and this was actually more difficult to get into than Harvard because it was really a jewel, and you had 18 months you had the run of the place to meet people, network, and find a mentor, somebody that would help you, and that's what they taught you to look for, take you under their wings and help you kind of become a permanent employee. Everybody who's smart is looking for the best mentors and understands the mentor-protege relationship. Savvy entrepreneurs appear on TV shows like Shark Tank or The Profit, not just to get the money, but to get the mentoring. Imagine if you won Shark Tank, every shark wanted to help you and work with you. That would probably be worth a heck of a lot more than just getting some money if you didn't know what to do with it. One thing I want to tell you about the power of our unique mastermind strategy. It may be something that you really need to do to either start or expand your coaching business, because let's say you lack confidence, or let's say you're an introvert. peer-to-peer mastermind networking was started in 1925 by Napoleon Hill, who wrote Think and Grow Rich, of course. So what it does, it's about peer-to-peer. It's not just you. So if you feel, oh, I don't want all that spotlight on me, but if you do a mastermind group and it's peer-to-peer mentoring, that everybody is really helping each other. Now, I met Omar in our own peer-to-peer networking group, the Global Business Mastermind. So, this is where we met, we connected there, and we have become not only friends in commerce, but just friends, okay? As far as getting your story done quickly, I can interview the book out of anybody. People think, well, what do I have that's interesting about my business? I'm a farmer's insurance agent, financial planner or something, or a realtor. I specialized in documentaries and human interest stories. So when I interview somebody, I can always find a story in there. People are like books. You just have to know how to dig in there for the story. It might be in their background. It might be in their childhood. It might be in their conflict. It might be in their current circumstances. It might be what they're doing for the community. Believe me, there's a million ways to find the story in anybody, because that's what marketing is. Marketing is simply the truth made fascinating. So if you find people fascinating, you're interested in what they have to say, you can do an interview that makes them sound fascinating, not only to yourself, but to everybody else. And when you have an interview that really awakens theater of the mind, and you throw off the limitations that people want to put on you by your current circumstances, and you can get them to focus on your vision, your big ideas, who you are, your future, your fortune, who you are as a person, what you can bring to the table to help them. That's the power of theater of the mind, and that's what we can capture on the simplest little audio book without the worry about expense or visuals or any of those things. So people have access to mentors and masterminds, people you can count on. Because if you're in a mastermind group, and I'm going to see Omar next week, I'm going to ask him for some advice, he's going to tell me the truth because we are friends. That's who you want to use to work your way out of a confusion. I have the top 27 templates of headlines. That can be a great way to start an interview. We can get on the phone together, pick a hot topic, make sense to you that can become an attention-grabbing headline, and then how can we drill down and make that part of you or your story through that pre-interview first to discuss the headlines, the questions that I'll ask you to bring out your story. The other thing that can be done with audiobooks is testimonials. This is like doing a documentary. So let's say your first 5 minutes is about what you do, and the second one is about somebody you helped by doing what you do, okay? So that becomes then a documentary. So here's the guarantee that I am able to offer with this new system that we're talking about, that you will earn $100,000 by the end of the next 12 months, or you will have saved an additional $10,000 in tax deductions because of the new 2018 tax bill. 3, that you will have formed at least one significant collaboration or partnerships, hopefully. Or 4, you will have achieved the status of as featured on NBC, CBS, ABC, Fox, and become recognized as an authority in your field. And guess what? That's the end of part 3. So we are making great progress. Now let's talk about the next thing. What will it take to make this happen? This is the program with the guaranteed results over the next 12 months. It is $1,997, gets you the full 12-month masterminds of the new economy networking. It also gets you 12 audiobook interview sessions with me to help you get clarity on your story, your presentation. Over 12 months, you're going to be using it. In the meantime, we don't have to wait until it's done. Unlike producing a book, 90% of them never even get finished. No, you can begin to have your book cover and your first 5-minute client attraction audiobook client magnet in your Gmail signature by next week. I mean, that's how fast things can happen with this new program. That means you are earning while you are learning, okay? And you are scaling that ladder all the way to the top. The other things that you'll get out of the mastermind group are things like accountability. Are you staying with it? Are you working alone? Are you lonely? Okay, we got solutions for you. Accountability. Do you wish to take your game up to the level of becoming a VIP of the new economy. And that means, not only New Money Media interviews, but our New Money Radio interviews as well. On the very day of our ribbon cutting ceremony at the WeWork Oakland City Center, I got a notification from my radio syndicator that our nationally broadcast AM/FM radio station syndication had expanded dramatically. So I asked him to give me a little shout out to share at our meetup in Oakland.
Hi, everyone. This is Darren Peck, president of Sports Byline USA. And I want to send out my best and congratulate my longtime friend, Mike Hayes. Actually helped launch Sports Byline 30 years ago. And through that time, he's always had his eye on exciting developments in business, in broadcast, in media, and found a way now to tie all that together along with the New Economy Chamber of Commerce. We're excited to launch New Money Radio. We'll be sending it out to terrestrial radio, broadcast stations around the U.S., to Sirius and XM, to the American Forces Network around the world, 500 outlets, 168 countries, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, Stitcher, iTunes, Audible, essentially everywhere people are getting their audio from these days. We're there, and New Money Radio will be there. So again, very excited to be working with Mike, and congratulations, all the best from your friends at Sports Byline.
Here's the regular cost of this program. But again, we got some special discounts because of Omar. So this is the way to get interviewed, plus meet the millionaire makers, like having your own mastermind board of directors. Ordinarily, it's $1,997, and this is for our all-in program, 12 by 12 mentoring, and a way to save $400. This is our deal. If you just have a healthy skepticism, fine, no problem. We have a way to help you to get started with no upfront cost. All you have to do is register we can break this up into payments for our 12 payment programs. I'll interview you, post it on YouTube for you. Listen to it, share it with your friends, family, get feedback before you spend a penny. And if you decide not to work with us, if you don't absolutely adore that book, you keep it with our best wishes, okay? And then the other option is just forget it, Mike. I just want to try it for a month. I just want to get in $197 to get in and start to earn while you learn. But wait, there really is more. Sorry, I couldn't resist. So here's what happens when you're in a mastermind group. You actually form real friendships. Are they real friendships? Yeah, they really are real, honest to goodness pal friendships, okay? What happened is I met Omar. First I met Sunil in our mastermind group. Then I meet Omar in our mastermind group, and I'm listening to this guy and go, wow, this guy is totally cool. He's really, really smart, and he does stuff I don't do, and I know stuff he doesn't know. Call him up, talk to him. We started talking. It made sense. We started doing stuff together. Well, then I told he and Sunil that I was being invited by WeWork. They wanted to sponsor our ribbon cutting ceremony in Oakland, and that my local chamber was there. We were going to have a world global webinar at the meetup, and I asked them, would they support me in this? Well, not only did they support me, but bless his heart, Omar traveled from LA, not having met me, okay, up here to Northern California just to be there for me and to help me. He helped tremendously. Could never have pulled it off in the way we did without his help. So that is really becoming not only friends in commerce, but friends of Omar's or friends of ours. So, for example, I told you that story. So what we want to do is we want to make this available to you guys so that you can also become our friends and learn about collaborations that make paying for a program like this super easy. So what I've done is I've done a special arrangements right here, slashed it 100% in half. So it's only $997 for the entire 12 months of the mastermind group and the 12 interview recording sessions, or for anyone slightly skeptical, offer no upfront fee, complete with the low-cost month-to-month payment, or for anyone who is maybe having a hard time making commitments, we'll offer a simple $97 per month. Now think about that, $97 a month. What does that really mean, Mike? Well, if you take 4 weeks over a month, 4 different mastermind groups, that's $25 per mastermind. But then I'm going to produce an audio book with that. But what we are counting on is a future together, okay? So what we want to do is make paying easy. So now for only $997, there's a little graphic to kind of, get it into your mind. We have different options. Option 1, just $997 paid in full. Option 2, steal our deal. If you don't like it, keep it. Well, now we come to the big reveal, okay? So we got the big bonus coming up. I'm going to explain that in a minute. But first, let me explain the real value here. So we have the mastermind group. Now, the mastermind group, the one that Sunil hosts where Omar and I met, costs $6,000, okay? But compared to the value, nothing. We love it, and we encourage anybody to join us there. The value of a mastermind group alone like ours, $6,000. We have the Theater of Mind videos, 12 of them, priced cheap. We'll make that over a year. The value is $6,000. Then we have the masterminds of the new economy. If we price those at just $1,000 each of the free mentoring you're going to get from them, and we're going to mastermind it so that you really can absorb it and it becomes as clear in your mind as possible, that you love that new strategy that you learn. Do you want to employ that strategy, or do you want to, employ the coach? You can. Doesn't matter to us one way or the other. But just shows you the real resource value here is $24,000. So you need to take your game up to the level of pro. If you want to be paid like a pro, you have to think and act like a pro. So now it's time for the big bonus reveal. Graduation. So once you go through our year-long program, you actually are granted a lifetime membership in the New Economy Chamber of Commerce, and you are entitled to all the rights, privileges, discounts according to members. Now, this is a $300 value, and we are going to be offering discounts on an ongoing basis. So again, here's the pricing. It's $997, one payment right now, save $200 even with the discounts, no upfront fee. You want to just try it, get started, no problem. So again, this is no excuses opportunity, and this is the end of the webinar, but the start of your mastermind. So I hope you will join us. Here's the opportunity now. Omar, do you want to explain to people how they can join us, and let's start answering any questions that folks have.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much, Mike. That was awesome. Really, really, really value-packed and super valuable. There are a few questions. I actually asked the question, but I do want to actually just let everyone know. So the way you get this is you go to Infopreneur Agency, and I'm going to put that link in the chat box, /Mike. All right, so I'll put that link in the chat box now. Just another heads up. The page that is on there, it's going to send you to a page that I set up. Maybe I can share it. And on that page, it gives you two options of payments. But if you are one of those skeptical people that you want to just test it out, you want to just do the free option, then send an email to us at support@infopreneuragency.com. Actually, let me just unmute everyone. It sounds kind of quiet out there. Let me see. How did you guys like the presentation? Did you guys love it?
Loved it.
All right.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, that was awesome. I really enjoyed the presentation. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Omar.
Yes, you're very welcome. So again, I'm going to write also the email. If you do want to test it out, it's support@infopreneuragency.com. Mike is going to interview you. You have the interview done. It's going to be posted on YouTube, and you can have that audio book ready for you to start sharing with people and getting yourself out there. And if you don't want to continue with the mastermind and continue doing more interviews, then you can keep the gift and enjoy it. And one more thing, Mike. So it's just 97 down.
Just for this particular time right here.
For us.
Yeah, just because I just created this special for you. So.
All right, cool. I just want to let you guys know again on that page. Now let's get into some questions. What are the most crucial points to cover in our audiobook that you recommend? If you want to speak, you can speak. It's totally free dialogue here. So Mike, what are the top points that you recommend that are crucial to have in your audiobook or your table of contents?
If there were just standard stuff, it'd just be a waste of time. I mean, that's what it's about, is not doing the standard stuff. Stay as far away from that as you can possibly get. There's no automatic success today. It's about people, and it's about telling your story. And if you don't know what that story is, you need a mentor. You need somebody to help you. What is the truth? What can you really help people about? And, if you don't already know that, then you want to make a simple introduction so that you can get on the phone or get in a conversation with people that doesn't put you in a box. If I just said, I help people get clients, well, that could mean a million things. But if I start a conversation with somebody, then I can find out who they are and what they really want. So you really want to get that focus down to the bullseye and go out, to the concentric circles of the target. You don't want to try and cover everything. That's a mistake too many people try to make. But really, it's about a fascinating story that blends in your truth, your business, your offer, and hopefully testimonials. Because that's the other thing. I can interview people about people that they've helped, what the stories are, or about people they've helped. Here's a totally unique part of our program. With my system, you can actually make getting your own testimonials a profit center. So you ask a favorite client to give you a testimonial. And so when I interview them about you, they can also learn about our offer too. And if they choose to buy from us, and if you're an affiliate at a 30% commission, and they buy, then you get paid just by asking someone to give you a testimonial. That's unique. I don't do these interviews with people because I'm a workaholic or stupid. Honestly, I do them because that's what it takes. And you got to be willing to go that extra mile and not just try and sell somebody a cookie cutter, because you can buy them all day long. You're just wasting your time.
So what if, if somebody doesn't have any testimonials, for example, or let's just say they're totally starting out brand new, how would you extract the best out of them?
I won 2 Peabody Awards by interviewing individuals, okay? Every individual is different. What they have locked up in their cranium behind 7 millimeters of skull is a mystery to everybody, okay, but me, because I dig in there. I don't drill in. I just ask them questions. It's painless. And we do a pre-interview until my pulse starts going. When I feel, oh, that's exciting, I feel it. I can tell. I've been in news forever. So I know when I got the pulse, because that's what you're looking for. I'm always looking for the pulse. Is it there or is it dead? Is it a corpse? If it excites me, then it's going to excite other people. That's the way I look at it. I can joke about this because I know it's true. I've had the experience. In fact, my most successful client of all time was a self-described failure. He had spent $50,000 not once but twice and did not sell one single unit of his product line. That's where he was when I met him for the first time. I took it from there on up to success. I interviewed him, and I realized immediately he was devaluing his own product with the words he used to describe it. I redescribed the product. We literally took it from a miserable failure to $200 million in sales of the exact same product by describing it with different words in a different way. That's the power of storytelling. But I've got to take it one by one. I got to do them the service of drilling in and not jumping to any conclusions.
Right on. That's great. Anyone have any other questions you want to follow up with?
Are you going to be offering any opportunities to maybe subscribe to a newsletter? Is there a way to get me up on the list, patch me in to highlights of what you guys do? That would be awesome.
Oh, it is awesome. Totally. Thanks for asking that, Scott. And these interviews are part of our new money media programming. So when we interview somebody, okay, we ask them about themselves and we ask them about how they fit into the new economy. That's why I'm willing to send people my free documentary so they learn how they fit into the new economy. And when I talk to them, I want to do them the service of bringing out their best competitive advantage today, which is being current in the new economy. So then we post those on our LinkedIn groups, The New Economy. We post those on YouTube. You can subscribe to the channels so that you can stay current. I want this to be a new economy reality show. I want to hear about Scott Thompson, how he fits in the new economy, what's his experiences in the new economy. So people are learning not only from Mike, but from Scott, from Karen, from Gibson, from Reggie, okay? So that I'm using your story to help us create more awareness about the new economy so we leave no entrepreneur behind and no consumer. You can reach consumers directly too, because where do consumers go? I'll teach you how to find them on LinkedIn groups that are real special, maybe archery or guns or almost anything. There's hundreds of thousands of LinkedIn groups, so there's lots and lots of ways to do it. Here's the brilliant thing, guys. We are promoting our new money media programming is now for the first time ever, you can watch videos on LinkedIn even if you don't have a LinkedIn account. So I'm telling you, whatever you thought you knew about LinkedIn, Facebook, Meetup, etc., that's all over. Start fresh. If you thought you failed there, forget it. Start over. We're going to start all over. Brand new start. Theater of the Mind, your story on LinkedIn. We're going to then promote it on our new money radio shows, broadcasts all across the country. We're going to say, go check us out. So guys, this is really a very holistic cure for confusion about the new economy. This is mastermind networking at its best.
I agree, totally. And I'll be in it for sure. You're going to have support from us, everyone. And it's honestly, it's a total steal. I really appreciate you offering this for such a great deal, Mike. Can't thank you enough. It's time to wrap it up. We're about the top of the hour. Thank you, everyone, again. Now, remember, go to infopreneuragency.com/Mike to secure your position in the mastermind. We're going to start immediately. We're going to start our classes, have mastermind sessions, learn from the top marketers in the world, like Frank Kern, Evan Pagan, your favorite guys out there. And we're going to be helping each other with our own audiobooks. All right, guys. Really excited. Thank you again, everyone, for being here. Looking forward to working with you if you have signed up. We'll see you on the next call. Have a great one. Have a great rest of your day.